Okay. Good afternoon, traders. Good afternoon. My name is Raul Rivera. I am the founder of themarketprofile.com, and this is today's afternoon recap on today's trading and today's markets. Today is the first of the month, August 1st, 2017. Let's get started with today's review. So, very difficult day of trading per se. I think I had more computer issues than trading issues, but when it all came down to it, today was a losing day for me. I'm down $2,000 on the day. Could have been a flat day for me, and I'll explain as to why that is. Sometimes we just got to be on our tippy toes, and I guess I just wasn't today. So the market just continues to bore us to death. We keep trying to sell the S&P, so let's get started with the S&P. Today we have a P-shaped distribution. Okay, so we have a trending up pattern. We were buying today. The overall market was buying 23,749 contracts traded today. With the help of the 50 lots and greater, we got positive 8,000 total imbalance from the institutional traders. When we take a look, we opened here, went higher, consolidated, P-shaped distribution. We're moving higher. We're probably gonna retest some areas up here tomorrow, or maybe in the overnight session. That would be nice if we could do it in the overnight session, and we can make some new highs in the overnight session. We're definitely making new all-time highs, and we'll probably continue to rally. There's nothing right now that says that the market can't rally. Okay, the Fed, good. Politics, good. What else? North Korea, good, because the market just doesn't care about what's going on anywhere right now. All it cares about is new all-time highs, especially with the Dow Jones. That market's been trading higher and higher almost every single day. I mean, pre-market we were up over 100 points. Of course, we gave some of that back. When we go in strong very early in the morning, we usually find some profit takers, and that's the reason why we pulled back the slightest bit from 100 points. We dropped, what, 20, 40 points? Not the biggest deal. Okay, so today we were looking to sell. I had some software issues, and I had to restart NinjaTrader a couple of times today, unfortunately, so it erased the levels I picked out, but we were looking to sell 78 to 80 early this morning. We didn't quite get there. We got to about 77 or close to 77, 76 and 3/4 of a point, I think is what we did. And then we were looking to buy 68 to 66, and we were going to try it again, 62 to 60. We did get to this area. I got a one contract fill at 24.68. That was good for 3.75 points. So I had 2.5. I'm gonna say a half. You'll understand why in a bit. I had 2.5 winning trades. Okay, 2.5 winning trades. The first one was here in the S&P to the long side. The second one was in the euro. Okay. The half was on the 30-year, and when I go over the 30-year, you'll understand why I call it a half. So this one good for 3.75 points, 3.75 points. Decent trade. From 68, sold it around 72-ish and change. And we had the right idea. We wanted to be long in this area, but the market, didn't quite give us what we wanted. Here we can see the W period, and it did trade as low as 66. The only problem is that W is 6 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the beginning of the Globex session. When we really take a look, letter E happens to be in the morning session. That's the only area we really got into. So we gotta know how our profiles work. And we tried the fill in here, 68 to 66. We got one contract. That's about it. So not much in the S&P 500 for trading today. Lack of volatility continues to be a hindrance. Now here's to my biggest loser of the day. So unfortunately, crude oil screwed me over, but let me rephrase that. Goldman Sachs screwed me over because, conveniently enough, when crude oil trades back above 50 a barrel, okay, conveniently trades back above 50 a barrel, this is when they decide, okay, Goldman Sachs, right, ticker symbol GS, they decide to come out and talk about how U.S. sanctions on Venezuelan imports and exports is not going to affect crude oil prices, meaning that the supply that's going to be missing from Venezuela because of the sanctions is more than likely going to get filled by some other player, right? Whether it's the U.S. or the Middle East, whomever, right? So Goldman Sachs just kind of hinting that, sorry, but Venezuela is not the biggest factor as to why we have short supply in crude oil. In fact, that supply is going to get filled, and now that we have more supply, there's going to be less demand, which means asset prices of crude oil is going to move lower. So that's what happened today. I guarantee you that if we if Goldman Sachs did not come out and started making comments about crude oil, we would not have sold off 3.5% at the very lows. Okay, the very lows we were down 3.5%. I think actually more, probably 4%. Okay, the idea here was definitely to sell, but we got caught on the buy side, which would have been all right again if Goldman Sachs didn't intervene. So Goldman Sachs, encouraged a range extension here, 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 and here until prices rallied back. Really, really big selling. We can see the 20 lots or greater. They were just selling really, really hardcore. They started buying back a little bit. I think this is just short covering. To be honest, it's Tuesday, right? So it's Tuesday. The API should come out in about 12 minutes, 4:18 Eastern time right now. So we should get some sort of reaction out of that number as it comes out. So, we take apart the distributions here where we're finally going to be able to sell the market. For the past few days, we've been trying to be buyers of the market. We can finally be sellers of the market now that crude oil has sold off. And we know that because when we split the distributions here, we're going to have support and resistance level. I mean, multiple B-shaped distributions here. Until we finally got that little bit of short covering, that's what you see there. So we have a D shape followed by a B, followed by a B, followed by a B, followed by a P. So we got plenty of areas to definitely trade off of. We're gonna have to wait and see what the market does overnight to see which one of these levels we're gonna try and go for. I'm already liking this area here, 48.50. That's a value area low on this B-shaped distribution. I'm also liking up here. We have around 50 a barrel, 49.90 to 50. We got plenty of value areas in those levels. I think there's going to be some resistance around 50 and some support around 48.5. Of course, we'll just gotta have to wait and see until tomorrow morning to see what the market has traded in the overnight session. Okay, Asia, London, Europe, and then it's our turn. We'll know what side of the trade we want to be on. Okay, so that's crude oil. So, didn't talk about my trading. So crude, we want it to be long between 85 and 75. I got long at 80. Trade worked out for as much as 17 ticks. So I figured, hey, the trade's going to work out. We'll probably try and sell it at the high of the day between 50.40 to 50.50. Market quickly reversed, and we got stuck in a long trade that we were starting not to like, again, because of the Goldman Sachs comments. So we added more here between 50 between 50 to 40. No, 50. Let me stop guessing and let me bring up my trades here. That's the wrong one, but I do need to trade apply. Okay. And what's the other thing I needed to do? Data series. Okay, so here are my fills for today. So here, as you can see, we started buying. I bought 3 contracts, 85, 80, and then 75. Brought my cost average to 49.80. Added 1 contract at 49.45. Added at 40.35 and 30. So let me redraw this again. First long 3 contracts here, added at 45, 40, 35, and 30. 7 contracts long, and then exited at 49.25. Pretty much close to $2,000 loser right here. And thankfully, I was able to get out at 49.25. The market dropped as low as 48.40. So I definitely evaded a big drop here that could have potentially had done some really big damage to my account. So really decent trade here, but you know, I'm just proud at the fact that I took the loser here rather than all the way down here. So sometimes, you know, we just gotta cut them loose, and you know, and wait for the next day. It's only Tuesday. We got tomorrow, we got Thursday, and we got Friday to make up the deficit. So those were my trades here in the crude oil market. Next up, we got gold. Oh, my orders are still there. I forgot to cancel them. I'm going to cancel them right now. So gold, we were looking to buy gold between 68 to 66.